Alright, what is up my friends? Welcome to another Monday video here on CoolStuffInc.com. Going back to the Modern, and I know Modern Horizons is coming out, and the format's going to change a bit for sure. However, I wanted to highlight a deck that did well at SCG Louisville a few weeks ago. Pretty exciting looking deck, honestly, featuring 4 copies of a new Mythic Rare that hasn't really broken through yet in Standard or any other format. So this is Dominic Harvey's Boaryo's Vengeance deck. Get it? Boaryo's. Get it? It's a pun. You don't know what puns are? Look them up on the internet. There's a few on there. So this is a version of the Goryo's Vengeance Griselbrand deck. And this deck has been kind of a glass cannon combo deck in Modern for a while. Capable of winning on turn 2, but easily handled by cards like Surgical Extraction, things of that nature. And usually also playing the green shoals as a way to keep going through deck with Griselbrand, and so on and so forth. And this deck is a little more like Sneak and Show in Legacy, where we have half of our deck being one part of the combo, Reanimation, but the other half is Through the Breach, so sort of sneak attack-esque. So Graveyard Hate's not going to neuter us. If they hit our graveyard, we can Through the Breach. If they have, counter spells or something like that, we can use cheap spells like Vengeance to get through. So definitely interesting. And Raze-Boar comes in here as sort of both. It is a card we can sneak attack out or Vengeance back. And it's also like its own Through the Breach effect. And we're using a number of mana accelerants that would normally be good for casting Through the Breach. But are also good for casting Raze-Boar and Pentad Prism, fairly common card in these decks, and the M15 Forgotten Common Generator Servant. 2 mana creature, it's 2/1, and you can tap to sacrifice it to add 2 mana, and if that mana is spent on a creature spell, it gains haste. So, turn 3, 6/6 trample, sneak attack activation. That's really good. If it's Emrakul, the game ends. If it's Griselbrand, the game probably ends. So, pretty powerful effect. Of course, we're using Simian Spirit Guide, so extra mana sources. Faithless Looting, of course, one of the best cards in the format. Cathartic Reunion, and then Collective Brutality to help get cards in the graveyard. That's it. It's a pretty simple, streamlined deck. 19 lands, a lot of combo pieces, multiple angles of attack. If somehow they empty your hand, you can just cast 6/6 trample and kill them. That works too, And I like it. And then Dominic came in 15th at SG Louisville. So top 16 finish in a tournament of 700 players with a new take on an established archetype. Or I guess not established, say fringe archetype. It's pretty impressive. So we're going to give it a spin here and see how it looks. Sideboard has Thoughtseize, Anger of the Gods, Blood Moon. Abrade's a pretty big one. Can kill Relic Representatives as well as creatures. Lightning Axe, also quite good. 1 Terastodon. I'm going to assume this is for cards like Ensnaring Bridge. So you have at least 1 out in your deck to remove the bridge. And then Chalice the Void. One of the cool things about this deck is we are a deck that's already playing Simian Spirit Guide. And we're also a deck that's playing only one mana spell in our entire deck. And normally a Chalice the Void deck has to make these accommodations and not play 1 mana spells they would like to play, or maybe not, maybe play Simian Spirit Guide when they don't really want to. Most Chalice decks don't play any 1s. We're just playing no 1s because it's already a part of our plan. So that is pretty cool. So I like Chalice in the sideboard a lot. And we're not going to make any changes. We're going to play it list as is and see how it feels. I imagine we're going to have some pretty explosive games. Might have a few floundery games too. Let's jump in and find out. All right, let's roll match 1 here with our Boar deck. Boaryo's Vengeance. No, can't really keep this one. Have to be if you were feeling super frisky and we had a second Spirit Guide and a Goryo's Vengeance, maybe, but no. Alright, I mean, this hand is not ideal, but it is also capable of a turn 2, so we're going to keep. We're not going to want that. Ooh. Our opponent is also playing a Glass Cannon combo deck. They are playing the deck we played on the video series actually a few weeks ago, the Allosaurus Rider Neoform deck. So this is going to be a race. We scryed up pairs into the bottom. Okay. Okay. Loot skis. 2 lands. Alright, that is obviously pretty bad. We're gonna keep 1 Griselbrand in our hand in case we draw some mana acceleration and a through the breach effect. You know, if we draw like Pentad Prism through the breach, we're gonna want the Griselbrand in our hand and the second Griselbrand in the graveyard. Doesn't really do much here. I'm a little fearful for our life, given that this deck can easily go off on turn 2. And we're not exactly disrupting them. Alright, well, there's your Allosaurus Rider. And we're going to get turn 1 killed. Welcome to Monday, folks. Definitely another Glass Cannon type deck. I believe we went 2 and 3. We played this deck on stream. Every opponent who didn't interact, we destroyed on turn 2 and 3. Every opponent who did interact, we struggle with. Unfortunately, we have no interaction and are just dying on turn 1 here. So, for those who are unfamiliar with the combo, you put the card Allosaurus Rider in play. By exiling 2 green cards, you cast the card Neoform, sacrifice the Rider, and search for a creature with mana cost +1. You get a Griselbrand. You draw 14 cards. You use a Nourishing Shoal and large green creatures to gain life for free. Keep drawing cards. You draw your entire deck. You repeat in this process. And you use Simian Spirit Guides in either Laboratory Maniac or what's it called? The Lightning card. We're about to see it, so let me actually... We do have lands in our hand. I'm not sure how many lands this deck actually plays, but... Alright, so they have a Laboratory Maniac, and now they just draw a card, and we die. So, pretty wild, you know, just a casual turn 1 kill in Modern. Don't see that too often, but this deck is certainly capable of it with a perfect hand, and that was the perfect hand. So, we're also capable of turn 1-ing. Let's try and do that, I guess. I guess we're going to want our Thoughtseize. We do have Thoughtseize and Brutality, which is kind of nice. I doubt they're going to have much that actually interacts with us. So we're going to want to be in full Goldfish mode for sure. I don't think Chalice the Void is that interesting. We could play it on 0. Turns off like Summoner's Pact. But it does not seem particularly great. We're just bring in Thoughtseize and cut down on the Cathartics. We can also shave like a Through the Breach, honestly. We're probably going to be focusing on using our faster half of the combo. Yeah, let's cut a Through the Breach and a Cathartic Reunion. And let's try and see our second turn this game, if we can. Maybe, you know, just maybe. Don't want Anger, don't want Chalice. Yep. Alright. Yeah, I'll go first. Okay. So this hand is turn 3 Hardcast Raze-Boar. It does have a looting, so, you know, we are using our looting. Raze-Boar plus Emrakul is lethal. I guess they could have the life gain effect, so maybe it's not actually lethal. It seems hard to mulligan a Faithless Looting hand, though. I'm going to keep... It's important to remember that the Emrakul does not trigger off the Raze-Boar because the Raze-Boar puts it into play already attacking, different than Through the Breach or Sneak Attack. So it's just a 15 power flyer off a Raze-Boar. Still lethal. It's 15 plus 6. The problem is they have free life gain in their deck. So even if we were to spike a Vengeance on 2 here and bore back this, attack for 21 on turn 2, they could just have a shoal and gain the life back. So So maybe we want to mulligan this hand. It's so hard. It seems so hard to mulligan a looting hand, but maybe this hand isn't good. Maybe it's just too slow. I want to mulligan. Okay, this feels better actually. We have opponent mulligans to 6. Also, we're gonna keep. We've got Thoughtseize. Not interested in the boar right now. All right, we're open on Thoughtseize. Their hands are usually pretty fragile, so we can hopefully pick apart a piece of it, and then get things set up the next turn. Their hand is Griselbrand, Manamorphose, Neoform, Summoner's Pact, Summoner's Pact. So Pact becomes a Allosaurus Rider, exile these 2 cards, and Neoform. So they are 1 mana source short of going off on turn 2. Pretty easy to take the Neoform here and take one of their key pieces. Yeah, that's pretty easy. Botanical Sanctum, go. Let me draw a Faithless Looting. So we are certainly light on resources here, and Emrakul is of course awkward with looting because we would need the Vengeance in our hand to do that. But I mean, we could Spirit Guide out the Pentad Prism, but that seems terrible. All right, yeah, these extra mana effects aren't very relevant at the moment, so let's just try and put stuff together here. Raze-Boar and another Pentad Prism. We could try and use the prisms to cast the boar in like 2 turns. That would require discarding looting, and that's a lot of resources. I think we just ditch the boar. Right now they don't have any ways to gain life, so the boar plus Emrakul is actually lethal. Let's just discard the boar and the prism, and the original pass turn. We could looting, but that does not seem very useful. Gemstone Mine. Go. Through the Breach. Kinda awkward. Could Spirit Guide out the Prism, but then we only have 3 mana sources, and we're really short on actually hitting the Through the Breach. Maybe just looting again. Let's try and find a Goryo's Vengeance. Land, Goryo's Vengeance wins the game, so that is very awkward. So we really don't want this second copy of Emrakul, but of course putting it in the graveyard makes things awkward because it shuffles things away. Let's have this Through the Breach and Pentad Prism that aren't really doing much. Ideally, I would discard Through the Breach Emrakul here, but then my graveyard goes away. This has certainly been an extremely awkward game. All right, I think we should let the graveyard go. We can't keep both Emrakuls in our hand. It's just ridiculous. Let's keep our mana. We draw land next turn. We can Prism and then try and hopefully looting into a Vengeance or something. Yeah. All right. All right, that's a reasonable thing to do. I think I'm actually pretty okay with that. They don't have a lot of search in their deck, so it takes them a long time to like put things together. That's a pretty bad hand. Summoner's Pact, Summoner's Pact. Manamorphose, Spirit Guide, Spirit Guide. So the Spirit Guides and the Griselbrand are almost worthless. Just gonna axe the Manamorphose. The Summoner's Packs are redundant. Manamorphose is an extra green card. It's also a card draw. Just not the best Thoughtseize ever, but their hand's also really bad, so that's not the end of the world. And they scoop out of frustration. I mean, we're a long way from applying any real pressure. Raze-Boar, Brutality, yeah. I mean, I guess we would have gotten there reasonably soon, but alright, Gemstone Caverns is back in. It's funny because the duress mode and brutality might just be too slow. It doesn't actually kill anything. I'm going to shave brutality. Maybe it's better than cathartic. Maybe we should cut both cathartics and play brutality instead. Yeah. Oh, never mind. I thought we had brutality on our board. I'm foolish. On the draw, yeah, we're gonna cut a cathartic. It's kind of slow too. All right, let's try this. I mean, we really got to just hope draw Thoughtseize or just not draw them, because on the play they are certainly a lot. Not a lot faster than we are, but they are. Obviously, they killed us in turn 1 in game 1. So, all right, they kept 7. We're also gonna keep 7. They have Leyline of Sanctity. I'm actually really cool with that. We effectively have a few cards this stops, but it's almost like we Thoughtseize them preemptively by them having this. So, that's great. One last card for them is perfect. Breeding Pool. Alright. Big draw step here. Goryo's Vengeance. Emrakul. Alright. Damn it. I mean, there's no way I should have played it off a Spirit Guide, right? Like, so now we don't have a black for Goryo's Vengeance. So if I had Spirit Guided Diluting, the thing is, if we don't hit Vengeance, like, we have to hit Vengeance not land to get punished for not Spirit Guiding. If we hit anything else, Spirit Guiding's worse, because we don't have anything else to do with our mana. Alright. Let's pitch Griselbrand, and probably through the breach. Just get him next turn. Hope it don't kill us. Yeah. Our combo doesn't really kill them. I guess we can just, like, we can actually just, no. If we find some way to discard Emrakul, we can use that with the Vengeance. Currently don't have that. Or they have nothing? Alright. Through the breach. So, we can Vengeance here and attack them. I don't think we can attack with anything else, though. And we can't Thoughtseize them, so, like, we're just trying to set up for next turn, basically. We have a land drop and a Spirit Guide. So we draw, like, a few more Spirit Guides. That's pretty unlikely, but alright, let's just do it. Draw 7. There's a Swamp Up. That's actually pretty good. There's another Vengeance in there. So now we just need another copy of We need another Spirit Guide. And we can get Emrakul in the graveyard. No Spirit Guides. Right now we have Swamp. And we have Spirit Guides. We cannot produce another threat this turn with Goryo's Vengeance, correct? We can Brutality. You can't Brutality because it is target opponent. So we're probably just playing the Servant and hoping to not die. Which kind of stinks, but alright, so we're going to exile Griselbrand. I don't think we draw more cards. I don't think we need to. We have to win next turn anyway, so let's discard a Boar, Griselbrand, through the Breach, Pentad Prism. Brutality is target opponent and target opponent, so get rid of that. Brutality, Servant. I guess Through the Breach is better than the Boar because you put the Emrakul in and they lose their permanents. Also, I don't think it really matters, honestly. Because we have Vengeance anyway. I mean, this is just like, basically just, are we going to die or not die this turn? With Leyline, we can't interact with them, so... Alright, so the experience our opponent just had was the experience I had playing that deck, where some games you just win on turn 1 or 2, and it feels stupid, and then some games you just don't do anything and die. So, pretty much what I expected. Alright, round 2. Looking for some more interactive Magic the Gathering. I mean, I would keep this 4-card hand, so yeah, this is it. We are on the play with the turn 2 here. It's not a turn 2 kill, but it is a turn 2 Griselbrand, which is very good, of course. We're going to see a lot of cards. I'm going to fetch. Normally deck thinning is like not a thing, but we're about to see 14 cards, so having that land out of the deck on 14 or 16, 17 draw steps actually seems kind of important. I mean, important's a stretch, but it seems worth the 1 life. Wow, that's a lot of lands. Alright, let's pitch Griselbrand. I'm playing the Blackcleave Cliffs next turn. Don't recall how many swamps are on my deck list. 3 swamp, 2 mountain. So you're 1 swamp left. Alright, let's just discard a swamp. Alright, I mean, here we are. Rolled up for turn 2. Not the best looting ever, but we have the nuts otherwise, so. Another looting. Okay. I'm going to fetch against. So 7, 7's 14, 15, 16. Yeah, we go to 4, so we're not boltable. So I could have Path here, but we'll draw many, many cards. Well, I guess we're at basics now. That might have been a mistake. So they Path us here. We can't get a basic. Yeah, I think I should have played the Blackcleave Cliffs. That was an error. Yeah, that was that's a big mistake. All right. Yeah, not getting a land here is just devastating. So we could have set up for a through the breach, now you have to wait an additional turn. That was really, really bad. Very, very bad play on my part. I was thinking too much about the minutia. Do I want to pay 7 more? Kinda don't think so. In these 7 cards plus the looting, we should be in pretty good shape, I think. Let's not get hasty here and run a basics. Yeah, very, very bad play. Okay. Not quite there yet, but gets to put a Griselbrand in the graveyard. I kind of want to keep. I guess we can ditch one of the lands. The problem is now our fetch lands. I guess they're not dead. We still have Blood Crypts, but all right, let's pitch a land. Tide Hollow Scholar, sure. And it's fairly resistant to Tide Hollow Scholar. I mean, the only unique element is the Emrakul. If they want to take that, it's fine. We're not through the breaching for a while anyway. Let's look the looting, sure. And there's a Raze-Boar. So I think we're just going to cast Pentad Prism. Try and put the boar in play. We could Cathartic here, but we can't do anything else if we Cathartic. It's not like we can Cathartic into a Vengeance. Let's just take the turn off. I guess we could Cathartic here with the 1 mana from the Prism and still have 5 mana next turn. Discard like Cathartic land, but then we're like we have to draw land for boar anyway. I'm just going to say go here. Cathartic doesn't seem great. Having to discard 2 cards in a deck like this is tough because you usually only want to get like 1 in the graveyard. What's our opponent playing? Tide Hollow Scholar, Noble Hierarch, Path to Exile. I feel like they have another answer. Like this boar is going to get answered, which feels kind of bad. Assassin's Trophy, God. Oh, the basics. So I just didn't fetch those basics. I mean, we're live at 5 here for a big draw. So let's just try and find it. Let's ship off probably Delta Boar. I mean, yeah, Boar kills them if we hit a thingy, so... Alright. Another boar. Okay. Once again, I think I just want mana. We could Cathartic again. And pitch like boar, Pentad Prism. We can't even cast the card we would draw anyway, so just get more mana involved. This also opens up through the breach as an out off our Cathartic, because we have currently 6 mana, so land through the breach works too. Main phase Collected Company for Tide Hollow Scholar, Knight of the Reliquary. Alright, I mean, this is certainly not ideal, but we are drawing to a lot of big draws here. We also have a looting in our graveyard too, so... Oh, Ghost Quarter. Why did I fetch those basics? Oh my god. Alright. That is not the draw we're looking for. So we have basically flashback looting here, and then trying to Goryo's Vengeance. That's basically our out. I'm not playing, just playing boar and dying to a lot of things. Alright. Let's get lucky here. That is a Through the Breach. That is not the card we were looking for. I mean, Scalding Tarn's basically a dead card. They get to Ghost Quarter us, though. I don't think we have any outs anymore. We have to use our mana from the Prism to Generator Servant to block and stay alive. And we only have 3 mana. We have to draw Vengeance, I guess. Alright, let's discard Griselbrand and let's get a Spirit Guide. Has a lot of land hate. Ghost Quarter Assassin's Trophy. It's not necessarily land hate, but basic hand taxing or basic land taxing. We do have 5 basics in our deck. We just happen to draw 3 of them, then we fetch 2 of them, which is not very smart. If I had just fetched just played the fast Blackcleave Cliffs. What can Knight of the Reliquary do to us? We have Through the Breach Emrakul here. Can Knight stop my Emrakul? I guess Knight can just get Ghost Quarter. And then Ghost Quarter us off a land. But drawing to a mana source to cast Through the Breach and win the game is pretty good. If I block, we can't do anything but draw a Vengeance. I think this is fine. I guess there aren't even any lands left to draw that don't pay life or come in tapped. So maybe, but if we block, we should have blocked. Yeah, I played this game really, really badly. If we draw Vengeance here, we could still win, maybe. Drew Gemstone Caverns. Oh, that's good. That's like the one line in our deck that comes in untapped. That was insanely lucky. That might have been our literal only out. Wow. Better lucky than good, I guess. I think that was our actual... I guess Spirit Guide obviously was an out too, but... Can they gain life? Alright, wow. We probably should have blocked because it blocking, getting a Blood Crypt at least allows Vengeance as sort of an out. It's not even that good though. We just get we get Raze-Boar, yeah, we get the Flyer. So yeah, we screwed up and got really lucky. Basically, we played that game pretty badly. But yeah, better lucky than good, I suppose. Let's think about this. We're on the play. Got Gemstone Caverns. Definitely interested in Lightning Axe. Somewhat interested in Abrade. I don't really know what they're doing. We're not sure if they're like a combo deck of some kind or just like a Abzan Company, Knight of the Reliquary deck. Kind of want to Anger the Gods. I don't know if I need a Abrade or not. Brutality's also pretty good against company decks. Need to be aware of our lands, making sure don't go too crazy with our lands. It's probably somewhat likely to have some sort of graveyard hate. I can always cut the Cathartic Reunions, actually. We have I want to be less reliant on a graveyard. We already have Brutality, Axe, and Looting as discard outlets. I kind of like this. I don't think I want Abrade. Sounds pretty good. Just turn 3 Boar attack. We have Looting to find stuff with it. Alright, sure. Let's be a little smarter with our basic lands this time. Try and keep them in our deck. Collective Brutality. That's pretty good, actually. They play a 2-drop, we Brutality it. If it's a Sculler, then they're in a Catch-22. Let's Looting. Another Boar and a Griselbrand. I'm pretty happy dumping. Definitely dumping the Boar. I mean, dump the Boar and the Prism. So we're going to Servant next turn, probably. I don't think we need Servant, Prism, and Servant. We have lands, too. So let's keep the Griselbrand in our hand for the Boar. So dump the Prism and the Boar. And just say go. Alright. They kept 7. They have no play on turn 1 or 2. That screams what's it called? A surgical extraction. But so unfortunately they could surgical our Boar before we cast it, but that requires some foresight, I think. Pretty weird. Campbell's makes them good. Alright, I mean, we're gonna just give him the old Borskis. Like, this is pretty good. Like, and like, this is not a sneak attack. The Boar's just in play, right? Yeah, just in play. It has haste. We just have a 6/6 in play also. We're going to deal with damage. We're going to draw 7. Spirit Guide, Spirit Guide Prism, Looting through the Breach. Pretty good. Through the Breach, Emrakul next turn, which is good, obviously. Brutality. This is all quite good. Do I want to draw 7 more? I don't think so. I still have Campbell in play and stuff going on. We're sure this is fine. They have to deal with the Boar. They have to deal with our Through the Breach. We have Brutality. Like, this is all fine. So we're just bounce our Griselbrand, and we'll discard Servant, unusable land. I think Pentad Prism. And then do I want the Griselbrand in the graveyard or in my hand? I don't need the second Boar, I don't think. I don't think I need Griselbrand in the graveyard. We have a Looting in our hand, so... Cathartic. Okay. I mean... I have to have a path, too, right? So we're going to go straight to combat. They'll path or trophy my Raze-Boar, and then I get to just Brutality and set up for next turn again. Alternatively, I could just Brutality, I could just Looting, and see what turns up, if we find a Vengeance or not. Yeah, I think we start there, actually. And they are gaining a life, but I don't think that the few life's going to matter. Trying to find a Gora's Vengeance. Another Brutality. Alright. Let's see. Let's discard 2 lands. I don't want to discard the Griselbrand or keep it in my hand. And keep it in my hand. Let's discard 2 lands. We'll just attack and see what happens. I imagine this is going to get killed. We might get extra mana out of the deal too, so let's just start there. Do I want to put it back in my deck? I don't think so. I don't want to draw that card, so no. It's fine. And then we're going to Brutality. Probably kill Teague and duress them. So we're going to discard... Probably just discard Spirit Guide. I don't need the mana anymore. Teague Path, they have a Witness and a Flicker Wisp. What a weird deck is this? Let me have a Swamp. So, if they draw a land, they can Witness back their Teague. They drew a land. They can't cast Teague, though. Like, if they want to go toward themselves, they can, I guess. Alright, so Witness is fine. Obviously, if they Teague again, then I can't through the breach. Things get a little hairy. They're gonna go score to themselves. All right. So I'm pretty sure we're just gonna Brutality. We might even like full escalate, just to like. I'm sorry, we're just gonna escalate once. Just drain them. I like the drain. And then they just have to draw a white land to Flicker Wisp, Witness, and get back Teague, which would be fairly fortunate if they did that. And then we have outs to just like looting into a Vengeance. So yeah, it's just Brutality here. We're gonna escalate, discarding Griselbrand. Not sure if we're going to leave his land or not, but I guess we could flashback. Flashback looting doesn't seem good. Flashback looting, we just like lose some life, and I might need to do that next turn. Yeah, we have 2 lootings. Sometimes if I hit the Vengeance, then I need to keep the Vengeance, discard land X, and then have it for next turn. So I can looting and then get the Emrakul. That's 3 spells. Yeah, that's lethal. We should not do that. Can't cast that many spells. I would just say go. So if they draw a land and they can Flicker Wisp to get back T, a white land specifically, and then we have to go. God damn it! Now I have to get lucky off of our looting. It's pretty frustrating. All right. So now we just need to get lucky. It's pretty annoying, honestly, but I guess alternatively we could also draw Lightning Axe. No, Lightning Axe won't do it, or we're short of mana. It's pretty annoying. Try Anger the Gods too, I guess. That would be pretty good. God damn it. Oh, that's really frustrating. All right, so we can't do everything because we can't. We need to keep one of these cards. We can't Lightning Axe and Through the Breach, which is really, really annoying. So now we need to flashback Looting and just try and get lucky and hit a Goryo's Vengeance. I suppose Anger of the Gods is also fine. Wait. They didn't cast Gaddock. They got Path to Exile back. Why would they do that? What a bizarre thing to do. Okay, in my mind, there was no other play but Gaddock, but they got back Path to Exile, now they're dead. Right? 8. Through the Breach. Hold on, I guess not actually. Hold on. Sorry, everyone. I kind of have a headache. I apologize. I'm a little slow today. Get Emrakul. We attack. They sacrifice 6 permanents, block with Flicker Wisp. And then we actually kind of can't win. What a perplexing scenario. Okay, so Flicker Wisp is currently playing defense, and they will go down to only 1 permanent, but we will be at 4 life. That permanent attacks us, and then we can no longer play any spells. And they also have Path to Exile in their hand, so sacrifice that creature at the next end step. If we had 1 more card in our hand, everything would be fine. Looting. We can flashback. We flashback Looting, and we hit. Because Goryo's Vengeance, Vengeance works. Yeah, we can flashback Looting, Vengeance, Lightning Axe the Flicker Wisp, and go to 1 and kill them with Emrakul. Alright, I guess that's our only out. We have 1 mountain in our deck, so let's make sure we tap right. Take 1 from this. 1 from... No, we can't cast all 3 because we die. But we can Lightning Axe the Campbell. No, it doesn't work either. Lightning Axe Campbell, discard, that triggers on a stack, and I can't Vengeance in response as we die. Man, what a wild game. This is excessively complicated. Sack these 6 permanents. Block. Attack us. If I cast this for... Wait. If I cast this for 6, what's the converted mana cost of Lightning Axe? Because we could do the through the beach play, and then they have 1 permanent, and we can Lightning Axe it for 6 mana next turn, going to 1 life. I think if you pay that much mana for it, I'm pretty sure it doesn't trigger. I'm honestly not sure. I'm just gonna make a play. I'm just sitting here and doing nothing. So, go to 4. Emrakul. Attack. Block. Bloodstained Mire, go. Oh, I'm stupid. I'm thinking of Eidolon of the Great Rebel. Alright, this is fine. Whatever. I'm thinking about Eidolon. I'm sorry, everyone. I have a pretty bad headache. So, the mana cost doesn't matter at all. All right, so we just gotta draw Raze-Boar or whatever, or I guess that plays. All right. I mean, some of the boars got shuffled in. We know they have that. All right, sure. All right. That was a really, really weird game. I maybe could have played better. I'm not sure. All right, game 3. Gaddock is annoying. We have plenty of answers to it, but Campbell's annoying also. We have Lightning Axe and Anger the Gods. Yeah, this is fine. I'm going to play too. All right, mulligan. I mean, this hand works if we find a big boom boom. Put a mulligans also. Nothing I want to discard yet. I'm pretty happy to just play Tapland. Hide away. Okay. Cute. Cute card to get with your Knight of the Reliquary. Aether Vial. Sure. Alright, I mean, obviously they have a path here. We're going to draw a lot of cards. And they don't have a path. It's good too. Grizzle Daddy. Go Grizzle Daddy. Attack step. Alright. Draw 7. Anger the Gods, Spirit Guide, Servant, Through the Breach. I actually kind of like this. Let's draw 7 again. I think we're going to Spirit Guide after Servant. Vengeance. Okay, I think this is fine. So it's discard a number of lands. Discard Cliffs, Mire, Swamp. Already have 1 Griselbrand in the graveyard. 2 Lootings, Through the Breach, Anger, Axe. I need to discard 1 of these Lootings. I think we're in really good shape no matter what we do. And then we can discard. Discard Lightning Axe and Anger Axe. Anger's more inefficient. 2, 4. I'll discard the Anger. I mean, Servant lets us put in Boar next turn. Knight of the Reliquary, sure. Another Through the Breach. If you find an Emrakul, they're just dead. So, like, maybe we want to cast the Looting. Otherwise, we're just casting Boar. We can't Lightning Access though if we looting. Yeah, we'll just put the stupid Boar in. Ah, crap. Our mana's awkward. That's really awkward. All right. No, I can't Lightning Axe. Ugh. Sanctified Spirit Guide. They have the block, right? So this is. Let's have like a random Noble Hierarch. It's a trample anyway. It doesn't matter. So they block. Take 1,000,000. You go to 2. You draw 7. Another Pentad Prism, Lightning Axe, through the breach. Still have Goryo's Vengeance available. I don't see a reason to go to 4. This is fine. Not sure what their outs are here, honestly. Company in my draw step. They say they did an answer to the Boar and an answer to my hand. It does not quite do it. We can't cast in response. I don't have any mana. They're just dead anyway. It doesn't matter. Unless their Vial is really good too. They take this Griselbrand. We still have Goryo's Vengeance. We just kill this. Yeah. I also have. Yeah, let's just. Move to combat. Okay, let's attack. We kill them. If they kill us in response, we just vengeance. Hope you get a DQ on slow play soon, preferably on camera. Oh, that's a friendly thing to say. Very friendly. Only the friendliest opponents here on Magic Online. Alright, so we are 2-0. It was a sloppy game too. I am not playing my absolute best. I definitely have a pretty bad headache, and I apologize for that. But I'm not going to apologize to my opponent, because it's my clock. I'll use it how I want to. 2-0. Alright, round 3. We're on the draw with a Brutality, a Boar, and a Prism, and a Gemstone Caverns. I kind of like this. It's just like a turn 2 Boar. We're going to keep. Putting Caverns. Let me just ship off our Blood Crypt. Take less damage. We also have turn 1 Brutality if you want it. Oof, that's ugly. Goblin Guide. Hello, Collective Brutality. How do you do? And a looting. It's possibly still want to cast Prism here and just bore them next turn. I think it's actually still the case. A 6/6 on turn 2 is pretty good. Obviously gets around Eidolon. I think our Brutality's still good later, so yes, it's all fine. I'm not a big fan of these full art mountains. Goryo's Vengeance. So that one's interesting because we have the ability to Vengeance back the Boar. We don't have nothing to do with it though. I think we just cast the Boar. You could like double bolt it. I think that's a pretty good win for us, honestly. We have Vengeance in our hand anyway, so... Still Brutality. Maybe we could have Brutality last turn to like stop this from happening, but we have Vengeance in our hand anyway. No, we want it in the graveyard. Top card is Generator Servant. That is not particularly great. They're at 13, we're at 8. It's not great. We're going to full escalate, stay at 8, kill this, get their hand, and then just hope to draw a Boom Boom, I guess. We're going to discard this Generator Servant and just hope we have Vengeance and Looting. Actually, we can't full escalate and keep the Vengeance. I guess there's no point in looting, because if we draw a big thing, we just put it in play with the Raze-Boar anyway. Is full escalate necessary? I think so. Yeah, I think we just keep the Vengeance. We can just flash back the looting too if we really have to. And is Eidolon Swift Spirit? That is gross. Yikes. That is ouchie wowie. Alright. So we gotta draw a big one. We have 7 big boom booms, 8 big boom booms in our deck. And that's a Through the Breach. We should just cast a Brutality on turn 2. I mean, their hand was like essentially perfect, but if we cast Brutality on 2, we kill the Eidolon, we grab the Searing Blaze, then we can just resolve the 6/6 on 3, and like maybe it's good enough. That stinks. All right. Okay, so what are we going to want against them? We want these Chalices. Maybe don't want Generator Servants. And with that in mind, maybe we're less interested in some of the 5-drops. I could have Graveyard Hate too, which is pretty annoying, but I'm not sure what kind of Graveyard Hate Burn is playing these days. I guess I don't want to bring in a 1 if they ever bring in Chalice 2. It might just be this. I don't think I want like a Abrade or anything. Stay pretty combo-y. Maybe we cut like a Through the Breach and like a Raze-Boar for like 2 Abrade. Just hedge a little bit. Abrade can also tag like a Relic or Tormod's Crypt or something too. Maybe Cathartic's a little too slow too. Yeah, let's do that, I guess. We're on the play, actually. The Gemstone Caverns can come out. So let's leave in the Cathartic Reunion. Let's try this. This hand's got loads of potential. It's obviously folds to a hate card, but the interesting thing about this hand is that I think if we keep this, we're actually just going to say go on turn 1 and not looting. Because if we're looting on turn 2 and hit an Emrakul, we can hit it with the Vengeance. I'm going to keep. This looting Vengeance is too much potential to pass up on. But we are going to say go on turn 1. Again, the reason being that you can discard an Emrakul, trigger on the stack, you can Goryo's Vengeance it, and that ability is not available to us if you do it on turn 1. So that's pretty good too. Okay. Let's just go down that road instead. Let's full escalate. Just discard like a land and a Spirit Guide. Alright, is Suspire, Spike, Bolt. Alright, so a little worse than their last hand. I believe they're on a mulligan as well. So not much hate or interaction, only a few points of burn, a lot of lands. We are in pretty good shape here. Now we should find something to do. Alright. Easy looting. And there's a boar, but boring back a Spirit Guide is not really ideal. We could just discard Bloodstained Mire Vengeance and just play Prism and just cast Boar next turn. Knowing they have no burn in their hand, the Boar's not going to die probably. That does certainly remove a lot of our explosive potential, but at the same time, like, it's actually pretty good. I'm sorry, I could just discard the... Oh yeah, discard land, Vengeance, keep, Boar, Prism. I am actually going to do that. The thing is, we need to draw a big creature for our Vengeance to be good anyway. And if we do it with a Boar and play, we just cast the Boar, or play out the Boar, right? So we're at pretty high life total here. We're pretty safe. They have like a Wooded Foothills and a few random new cards in their hand. And if we draw a big in this turn, we can just like flash. No, never mind. Right. So next turn we can just flashback looting and look for a big creature too. So it's pretty interesting if they have attack. Do we block or not? But Chained to the Rocks. How do you board this card in against my deck? Very rarely will I not be putting something in play immediately and attacking you with it. That is a Path to Exile I can buy, but Chained to the Rocks seems absurd. Do I want it in my top cards? No, I don't think so. Wow. That is unreal. Okay. No. Because I have a land in my hand. No. Alright, so they have 2 cards in hand, one's a Foothills. Chalice of the Void. If we play this, we can't play looting, so we gotta just loot here. Cathartic Griselbrand. Discard Griselbrand, Chalice, and hope to Cathartic into a Vengeance next turn. There's no guarantee Chalice is good either. They could just draw 2s. Other options: discard Griselbrand to Cathartic and just keep it. That seems bad. Alright. Cathartic has to discard 2 cards. That's a lot of cards. It's probably still right, though. I'm not a big fan of Cathartic in this deck. It seems very... I almost think Tormenting Voice would be better. Cathartic just seems so taxing. Alright. Griselbrand looting. Alright. I mean, I guess you want to keep one Griselbrand in our hand, so we'll dump Prism land. I guess we just hold the land? We play it, we're closer to casting Boar. We can't cast Looting anyway. Play it, next turn, Looting. I'm going to hold it. Still have Foothills in their hand. Clearly they're flooding pretty bad here, or they have more Chain to the Rocks and stuff in their hand. Alright, well. Alright, let's just discard both Griselbrands and try and... I mean, if we cast a Boar, they have another Chain to the Rocks in there. Like, Chain to the Rocks is a pretty likely card for them to have because they just have 3 cards in their hand and they haven't cast anything. So, like... Do I even want to keep the Boar? I guess I probably do. I got a pseudo scry here. Top card is Chalice of the Void. I mean, I could Chalice for 1 to turn off Chain to the Rocks, then cast the Boar, but they're attacking for a lot over the next few turns. I'm going to shuffle that away. If you were like 11 or a little bit higher, I might be more interested in that, but... Oh. 34 cards. Control Brutality. I'm not casting this Boar. This bitch is just going to die to a Chain to the Rocks or Path to Exile. Big money. Brutality plays. Brutality plays. Resolve really fast. Lava Spike. Alright. Mountain. Foothills, card in hand. Oh boy, this has been a frustrating experience. Alright. Flashback Looting, I guess. I can't draw land and big creature next turn, so Through the Breach is basically irrelevant. I can draw a Boar, I guess, so... Man, Brick City here. I mean, our opponent's also bricking off pretty bad, but... Alright, I mean... Show me Chain to the Rocks, I guess. It's not even that good, though, because it's not like it wins us the game. It's just like gain 7, deal 7. Like, now we're at 10 and they're at 7. Can I draw 7 cards here? They clearly don't have a burn spell, or I'd be dead already. How many Brutalities have I played? Well, I played 2 Brutalities. Then I have some Abrades in my deck, too. I have 3 Abrades, 1 Brutality, and some Spirit and 2 Spirit Guides. I'm worried if I don't draw 7 here, but I'm just, like, not actually getting anywhere. I have a number of outs where I can just draw them and not die. Yeah, I'm just going to draw 7, pay 7. Okay, all these cards play. So play the big boar. If I could Chalice on 1 and play Spirit Guide, I would do that, but I can't. So I'm just gonna play the big boar. But they probably have Chain of the Rocks in their hand though. That's the only card that makes sense. Maybe just Chalice on 1. Looting then Chalice on 1. And just hope they can't kill me. If I bore and they chain it. How's looting? More lands. So I can cast Spirit Guide or I can play Chalice on 1. Playing that swamp was... This is obviously super risky, but... I think they have a Chain of the Rocks that just died just by Spirit Guide anyway. No, we're probably dead here. Wow. We are somehow, some way, we are still alive. This has perhaps been one of the most embarrassing matches of Magic I've seen played in a long time from both sides. Not like play skill wise, but just like the draws that have come together. We've been through over 2/3 of our deck and basically done nothing. Alright, we deserve it, I guess. Alright. Yeah, that was embarrassing. 5 mana is a lot. When you're casting lootings and cathartics and stuff, having to get to 5 mana, but like use the material of your cards to fuel those spells, it's tough. That's tough. Alright, round 3. Round 4. We are 2-1. And this hand is pretty bad, but there's a looting. It's always but there's a looting. I mean, honestly, with the Prism, we're drawing to 4 copies of Raze-Boar, 4 copies of Through the Breach. I kind of want to just keep. Looting's just really good. I'm just going to keep. It's a little loose, but... Alright, that's a yikes, obviously. But, sure. I suppose. Serum Visions. I don't think we're in great shape here. Are they at the bottom? Right. Yeah, tech plays 19 lands. Like, maybe our keep wasn't great. I'd say 4 straight lands is pretty tough. Don't play Narset. Thank God. So the problem is they just have 6 cards in hand, a bunch of counter spells probably, and we need to figure out how we're going to play around that. And we have only one thing to do, and then we have flashback looting here. Obviously, we're waiting a turn, so we're going to be falling into Cryptic Command. They did scry bottom with their Serum Visions. It's definitely a chance that it's our best chance to win here, just to go for it. But we are blowing our load on our Prism. Not that we're short on mana, but... if it works, the game effectively ends. If they have like a mana leak, a logic knot, something like that, maybe we just go for it. Their bottom is kind of damning, and once they get to 4 mana and they have cryptic commands and stuff, we have 3 discard spells in our deck. We have 3 brutalities. Once they get their mana going, I guess it's kind of hard for them to tap out for like a Jace or something. But Fire away. I think we're pretty behind here. We're just hoping they don't have it. Their hand could easily just be like Wrath, Path, Snap, Cryptic, Jace, something. I don't think our hand is good enough to wait. Alright, so they have a counterspell. It's fine. It's a 1-for-1. I guess they killed our Prism too, but we have plenty of mana. That's funny. Alright. Big money, no whammies. We have... I guess the boar isn't too good. Alright. Here we go! That feels bad. Obviously, they don't have a counterspell, though, because that would be super risky if they had that and a counterspell, because if we had two big things, they just lose. So, they didn't have a counterspell. We were correct on that axis, but Click is... What just happened was probably worst-case scenario, where they got to effectively counter our spell and play a threat. Might as well have been a Mystic Snake. Or Frilled Mystic. That's annoying, because we can't use the discard for our vengeance. I think we just discard an Emrakul on a land here. That stinks. But... Alright, so we lose our meager graveyard, which isn't even good. We're putting some lands back on that, which kind of sucks, but... Pretty funny they have Surgical here. No? Alright. Alright. Snapcast is pretty tough too, so now they have an actual clock. Opt went top too. Alright. I mean, I would doubt they would do this without a 2-mana counterspell, but we will slam R through the breach next turn and hope it is good enough. It probably won't be, but that's actually pretty good, is now we have access to Actually, so we should probably go for end step through the breach. They counter it, we can untap looting into vengeance. They do get to draw 2 more cards, but there's no way they cast a fairy there without a counterspell backup. So I got like that. Through the breach says at the beginning of the next end step. So if you cast it on their end step, the Emrakul will persist to our turn to be able to attack. Also could have Cryptic Command to just tap it too. I mean we're like, you know, a 95-5 dog here, but Field of Ruin, sure. I should have responded to that. That was... I'm sorry, folks. I have a headache. Now they can cast Cryptic Command. I guess we'll tap them out. Yeah, I should have definitely responded to that. That was really bad. Okay. Alright, so cast looting. is pathable. So discard these two. We do have 2 Bendences now. It's actually kind of a thing. The problem is maybe just die. They just sack all their lands and kill us anyway. It doesn't even matter. There are 15. I'm sorry, there are 15. Alright. Wow. That's amazing. Raw power you just can't stop. I guess their hand was just like Wrath, Wrath, Path, Path, Wrath, Wrath, Wrath. That is... Sign me up for that. Well, let's do that again. Alright, Thoughtseize, Thoughtseize, Thoughtseize. Cathartic Reunion has to go. Can't get that one countered. I think that's basically it. Generator Servant is not great, but it's possible with this Terastodon. Probably not. On the draw. Excuse me. Alright. Now we have like 6 discard spells, which is certainly much better. And our servants can poke in a little bit. Obviously, may have some sort of graveyard hate, but the boars and the breaches will hopefully push through that. These are a little heavy on mana, maybe, with 19 lands, 4 spirit guides, 4 prisms. It's like maybe we could cut like a land, but I'm not even sure what I want to put. I guess Terastodon's actually kind of cute. Let's bring Terastodon. Let's cut a prism. I don't think speed is necessarily the greatest factor here. I mean, it's turn 3 through the breach in a perfect world. I'm gonna keep. We have the servant is actually pretty good too, as far as like poking them for damage. Let's keep. Mulligans are gonna hurt. That's a really good draw. I'm not gonna cast it on turn 1 though. Don't currently have things I want to discard. I'd rather just wait. Bottom and opt. Okay. Rest in peace. I mean, certainly makes the looting worse, but it's not the end of the world. Play Narset. Question is, do we just go for it next turn? It has to be like Mana Leak, Negate, Spell Pierce, something like that. I don't think so. Their mana base is also pretty whack here. I guess they could just like field us end step. Let's see. They kept 7. They kept the hand Rest in Peace and an opt. They bottomed their opt. Their hand seems possibly a little land light, given that they've played these 2 basics and a Field of Ruin, which means they're spell heavy, which encourages us to wait. Yeah, we're gonna wait. Jeez. That's a lot of lands. I almost don't mind keeping a fetch land, just like to thin it up a little bit. I don't think there's any pertinent, like... Is there any Cliffs? One of the Blood Crypt. Let's discard, yeah, Bloodstained Mire, Blackcleave Cliffs. Let's play lands, they go. Sure. Yeah, plenty of basics in our deck, so... Maybe we could have gone for it that turn. I don't know. Fairy Time Raveler? I mean, let's draw Simian Spirit Guide. Because the Spell Pierce is the... Oh, they can bounce this. Alright, never mind. That's good. You're playing Standard here or what? That's pretty good. Do we wait on that? Or do we go for it now? Wait till next turn. Try and set up Thoughtseize into Through the Breach. I think I want to just do it now. Surgical Extraction, Jace the Mind Sculptor, Narset, Opt, Path. Alright, so we're clear for takeoff here on Through the Breach, Emrakul. They get to Opt end step. Is it funny? I kind of want to take the Opt. Like, Narset can't find a counterspell and a land. Opt can. I think we're just going for the gold. I'm just going to take the stupid Opt. Path's irrelevant. Surgical's irrelevant. Jace is... I want them to tap out for Jace. And then, if they opt into a land and Narset do a counterspell, yeah, I'm taking the Opt. We're full steam ahead here. That is not what was in their hand. That's what's in their hand. There we go. Alright. Go purge my servant. That's perfect. They're dead. They have exactly 6 permanents. How lucky. Alright. Oops. Feels good. Narset Surgical, Path, Jace. Suppose they aren't actually dead. They are going to 1 life with no permanence. So they are not dead yet. Alright, is Narset, so we may cast Griselbrand before they play another land. We are only 2 lands from casting Griselbrand. It's cost 6, it costs 8, right? This would be a good way to go. I like this. Oh boy. Daddy's home. Daddy is home. No land path? Okay. Cool. That was pretty sweet. We definitely saw the diversification of having half Through the Breach stuff, half graveyard stuff. Our opponent drew a Rest in Peace and a Surgical, and it didn't really matter that much. So we were 3-1. The deck's pretty wild. Alright, round 5. We are currently 3-1. It's been a kind of a bumpy ride, but deck certainly has some power to it. Do we keep this hand? Double Looting is pretty good. No mana acceleration for Through the Breach, really. I don't know if you can ship Double Looting, though. I'm going to keep. Opponent mulls to 5. Opponent mulls to 4. Opponent keeps. Opponent scries to the top. Cast Looting. Spirit Guide, Scalding Tarn. So the Spirit Guides do not play well with the Lootings in a hand like this because Spirit Guides are extra material into mana. And with Double Looting, we're not going to have a lot of extra material. So we're going to ditch, even though we have Through the Breach, we're going to ditch a Gemstone Caverns and a Spirit Guide here. Only other possible ditch is like a land. And think that 1 Spirit Guide is better than 1 land. Opponent mulled to 4. And they might be playing Dredge. So opponent mulls to 4 on Dredge. They can still kill us very, very quickly. Dredge is one of the better mulling decks in the format. Bloodcast Amalgam. Alright, so no Dredgers. At least. Other Blood Crypts. Alright. We're actually going to play a land here, because if we looting and hit Goryo's Vengeance and Emrakul, I want the ability to be able to do that. So we're going to play a land first. No. Okay. I guess we're keeping. Just a mountain. We don't really need these Blood Crypts. Alright, yeah, I mean, it's not ideal. It's kind of awkward. We're going to keep the Griselbrand in our hand for Through the Breach. So if we draw a Vengeance, we're going to feel very silly, but loan back one single sad land. Alright. Still put 5 power and play on turn 2, so God, you're killing me, Smalls. Alright, I mean, now I got a flashback looting. We're not going to use Spirit Guide, even though if we draw a Spirit Guide, we can go off this turn, because it's just, there's only 2 left, it's just not worth it. Alright. Them's the breaks. Them's the breaks. Alright. So we drew the Spirit Guide. I only had 2 Spirit Guides left in our deck. We drew one of them. And we could have Vengeance this turn if we had used the Spirit Guide in our hand, but the odds of hitting one were very, very low, so I felt like it wasn't worth it. Obviously we hit it, but now we're going to keep the Spirit Guides because they're better with Griselbrand. We're going to dump the Griselbrand and the looting and try and make some magic happen next turn, I suppose. Yeah. I mean, we have a shot at playing the Through the Breach next turn. They Dredge, they hit an Amalgam. Not much else, which is good. Wouldn't they have had that last turn? That's interesting. They declined the Cathartic off of just a life from Malone. That's a Creeping Chill and an Archimedes and another Prized Amalgam and another Creeping Chill. Okay, I think we might be dead here. Now our Vengeance doesn't really matter that much. We're going to 8 life, and they have a Conflagrate in the graveyard. And even Emrakul doesn't do much. So we have to draw the case Simian Spirit Guide. Be able to cast Through the Breach. That's probably our only out, honestly. So, it's bombs away, I guess. Let's go to 1 here, draw 7, and have those 7 cards be real good. Even then, I'm not sure if we can win, honestly. But, go to 1. Well, there is the Emrakul, but not the last Spirit Guide. We do get to... I guess we do get to Brutality with full Escalate. And go to... Not a very good life total. I don't think it matters. I guess I get Brutality twice. That's true. That's something. Attack, Brutality, I can Amalgam twice. That's 7, 8, 9, that's 11. You go to 12. Take 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, I mean, they have a Loam in their hand. Dredge Loam back. Yeah, I don't think that it really matters. But let's do it, whatever. I think we killed an Amalgam. I think killing the Amalgam is just more, hold on a second. Maybe we attack first. Yeah, let's actually attack first. I would like them to block. Sweet. It's essentially gaining 1 extra life. Alright, and then we're going to second main. Spirit Guide, Brutality, Triple Escalate. Opponent, Amalgam, opponent. Discarding a Through the Breach and one of these extraneous lands. Alright, take a Loam. And we're going to do it again. Discarding Griselbrand. So the problem is I need this extra mana source for this Through the Breach next turn. So maybe we actually don't fully escalate. We just drain. Yeah. I'm sorry. So let's just do 2. I haven't actually done the math if we're going to even live through this, but I'll just discard the Griselbrand. So we go to 12, and they have 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then they need 4. They only have 2 cards in hand. And there's a chance here, right? They fetch, they dredge Loam to 3, cast Loam 4, 5. Play land is 4. Yeah, I think we're exactly dead. So I probably should have actually duressed them and just hope we drew a land. Even then, the Emrakul doesn't necessarily kill them. So discard the Mire and just hope we draw an untapped land. That's pretty hard to do. I guess the Case Spirit Guide would work too, but it's also on them to decide what they want to do this turn. No creeping chills, please. I mean, there's only 1 chill left, so we're still alive. That is so sick. That's the last chill. God. That's a bit. I guess it doesn't even matter because we Emrakul them down to 3, and then they just play a land and get Bloodghast back and kill us anyway. Yeah, that Creeping Chill is pretty brutal. I mean, it's pretty sick. Without the chill, I might have actually won. They didn't have a land either. So we would Emrakul them. We'd be at 4. We'd be at 3 life. Emrakul them to 3, and then they have no permanence, and they're just drawing to a land every turn to get back Bloodghast. So if they brick on land for a turn or two, I mean, we can find another way to win. We can win. I guess I could. No, I can't draw a land and a vengeance. Get back Griselbrand doesn't do anything. Yeah, whatever. Alright. Tough game. There's definitely some anti-synergy between keeping the cards in your hand for Through the Breach, keeping cards in the graveyard for Vengeance, as we saw there. If we just discarded the Griselbrand, would have had it a turn earlier. We hit that one Spirit Guide that was like pretty unlikely, so definitely some tough ones there. Let's bring in our Angers. Brutality seems pretty bad. We're on the play. I guess the Gemstone Caverns can come out. This Brutality's okay. It's not good. I could have like Leyline of the Void or something too. Let's just cut a Brutality. I don't want Abrade, I don't want Axe. I don't think I want Thoughtseize. On the play, Thoughtseizes might be like debatable, but Blood Moon is honestly not terrible against them. It turns off Loam, but it's pretty bad. Alright, let's try this. Alright. No go. I mean, I'm going to keep this in the back of Anger. His hand's not very good, but it's not weak to Leyline and it has Anger of the Gods, so opponent mulligans to 6, scries top. Yep. Imp Thug. Pretty good turn. Turn 1 looting. It's not bad, honestly. If we're just like turn 3 Anger or turn 4 Anger, turn 5 this, plays. Creep and Chill, Narcomoeba. Pretty good. Brought in Nature's Claim? Interesting. Had a Bloodghast, you got a land. You're probably going to Anger next turn. It's 6 power. It's not a ton, but we're already at 16, so yeah, just draw a land. That's what I would like. 1 land. Give him the Emrakul business. Spaghetti Monster. Dredge, they hit another Amalgam and another Bloodghast. It's not great for us. Because if they have lands in hand, we Emrakul them, they just get to play a land and get back Bloodghast anyway, and the Amalgam, so definitely need to draw a mana source this turn. Narcomoeba, Creeping Chill. All right. He's got to be happy that it didn't hit 2 chills there, so this couldn't attack. But land. No. Why are you like this? Alright, now we're dead. They just have Conflagrate to kill us. Oh boy. I think we're out of outs now, because the problem is that A, it might just be dead this turn, and then B, even if we draw a land for Through the Breach next turn, they just easily sack their board and kill us anyway. They have 2 Bloodghasts in there too. Yeah, they just let Loam Conflagrate kill us. Conflagrate puts us below 10. Bloodghasts get haste. Yeah, they Loam here. Go 3 up to 6. 6 us, stack for 7, we're dead. So turn 4 kill through Anger. It's pretty good. If we drew a land last turn, I think we were fine. Not fine, but at least in decent shape. But no bueno on not doing anything really on turn 4. Yep. All right. So some tough games there. Obviously, some pretty awkward draws, unfortunately. But yeah. So overall, 3-2. Just your average modern record. We could play a little tighter in some of those matches. Like I said, I have a bit of a headache, which I apologize for. The show must go on, though. Deck's pretty cool. I like the different angles of attack from it. I felt a little mana heavy at times. We do have 19 lands, 4 Spirit Guides, 4 Prisms. Cathartic wasn't very good. I think that we usually only want to discard 1 card anyway. So I think I would play a Tormenting Voice in that slot if given the option. But it's very possible there's just a better option than that anyway. What that is, I'm not exactly sure. For the most part, yeah. Definitely were some games where like we executed our combo, we got Griselbrand in play, and attacked them and just drew 7 and felt like we were kind of like, all right, now what? But we were always very well set up for next turn. So it's a thing. Sideboard, wouldn't hate that fourth Chalice, I don't think. I like the Terastodon, I like the Axes and the Abrades. I could see another Blood Moon too, honestly. Just decks that are already playing Spirit Guide, Blood Moon gets pretty good in. I like the Thoughtseizes, and overall I like it. So again, this is Dominic Harvey's deck from SCG Louisville a few weeks ago. He came in 15th place. New iteration of a deck with the Raze-Boar. And yeah, it's pretty cool. So if you're looking for a fun combo deck that's got 2 different angles of attack and won't just fold to Graveyard 8, it's definitely a good choice for you. So thanks for watching, everyone. I appreciate it very much. And this is my Monday video here on CoolStuffInc.com. I do a video every Monday on CoolStuffInc. And if you're watching on YouTube, make sure you hop on over to the actual CoolStuffInc.com site. There's like a companion article to this video. And of course, great deals on all your game shopping needs. You can use promo code GYM5 for 5% off your order. Magic cards, card games, board games, miniatures, you name it. CoolStuffInc.com has it. And of course, my written articles every Friday. Definitely want to see last Friday's article. I wrote a full guide on the 4-color standard Dreadhorde deck that I won the Fandom Legends tournament with on Thursday. And people have been asking for that nonstop. So check that out on Friday. And I'll see you fine folks next Monday right here on CoolStuffInc.com. Video Mondays with Jim Davis. Thanks for watching.